Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast, open plain, the wind biting at your face, your heart pounding in your chest. In front of you, a herd of mammoths roams the landscape, massive, powerful creatures, seemingly unstoppable. But you are a Clovis hunter, and this moment, this breath, could be the difference between life and death. You've prepared for this day for your entire life. You've sharpened your spear, studied the land, and honed your instincts. But as the mammoths start to close in, something feels different. This hunt is not like the others. It's your last stand. The stakes have never been higher. The Clovis people, named after the distinct stone tools they left behind in Clovis, New Mexico, were among the first known inhabitants of the Americas, emerging around 13,000 years ago during the tail end of the Ice Age. They are considered to be some of the most advanced hunters and gatherers of their time. The Clovis culture is known for its remarkable adaptability, ingenuity, and a sophisticated approach to survival. What made the Clovis people stand out was not just their ability to survive in a harsh and unpredictable world, but their mastery over tools and hunting strategies. They were exceptional hunters, capable of taking down some of the largest animals ever to roam the earth. Their signature tool, the Clovis point, was a finely crafted spearhead with sharp, fluted edges that enabled them to hunt large game with unprecedented efficiency. In addition to their tools, the Clovis people had a deep understanding of their environment, learning how to track animals, predict weather patterns, and make the most out of every resource available. Their diet was largely composed of large game, like mammoths and mastodons, as well as smaller animals, plants, and seeds. The Clovis were skilled at working with the materials around them, crafting tools from stone, bone, and wood. This culture's ability to adapt and innovate allowed them to thrive in the challenging conditions of the Ice Age, carving out a place in history that continues to fascinate scientists and historians today. The world that the Clovis people inhabited was a dramatically different place from the one we know today. It was the late Pleistocene epoch, a time when massive ice sheets covered much of North America, and the landscape was dominated by colossal megafauna like mammoths, mastodons, and saber-toothed cats. These majestic creatures roamed the vast, open plains, providing both a challenge and an opportunity for the Clovis people. Mammoths, in particular, played a central role in the ecosystem and were a primary source of food, tools, and materials for the Clovis hunters. These giant animals, weighing several tons and reaching heights of over 13 feet, were a formidable prey for even the most skilled hunters. Despite their size and strength, mammoths were vulnerable to the Clovis's well-coordinated hunting strategies and advanced weaponry. The Clovis people were not only dealing with the mammoth's sheer physicality, but also the unpredictable nature of the environment, an environment constantly shaped by shifting glaciers, fluctuating temperatures, and the availability of resources. The challenges faced by the Clovis were immense. They had to track herds of mammoths across vast distances, often through dangerous terrain and harsh weather conditions. The hunting process was long and grueling, requiring immense endurance, teamwork, and timing. Despite these difficulties, the Clovis people thrived by adapting their strategies and tools to effectively deal with the mammoth herds. They were patient, calculated, and deeply connected to the rhythms of the land and its creatures. At the heart of the Clovis culture's success as hunters were their innovative tools, particularly the Clovis point. This tool, a beautifully crafted stone spearhead, was one of the most important technological advancements of the time. The Clovis point's fluted edges were not only a work of art, but a testament to their understanding of stone working. These fluted points were attached to wooden shafts, forming powerful spears that could penetrate the thick hide of a mammoth with ease. The Clovis hunters also used a variety of other tools, including scrapers, knives, and drills, all crafted from stone, bone, and antler. These tools were designed for a wide range of tasks, from preparing animal hides to crafting additional weapons and tools. The versatility of these tools allowed the Clovis people to adapt to different hunting environments, and their efficiency meant they could survive and thrive in an unforgiving landscape. Hunting itself was a highly coordinated effort. The Clovis people often hunted in groups, using teamwork to surround and herd their prey. They employed strategies such as ambush and persistence hunting, where the hunters would track a herd over long distances, wearing down the animals until they were too exhausted to flee. The use of fire and smoke may also have been part of their strategy, potentially used to drive animals into traps or over cliffs. The success of the Clovis people was not just due to their tools and hunting strategies, but also their ability to innovate and improve upon their methods. Their relationship with the environment was one of deep understanding and respect, and their tools and techniques reflect the ingenuity required to survive. In one of the harshest epochs in Earth's history, the day has come. A Clovis hunter crouches, low in the brush, scanning the land with sharp eyes. The early morning mist hangs thick in the air, and the earth feels cold beneath his knees. The faintest sounds of distant movement, a crunching of dried leaves, the breaking of twigs reach his ears. He knows the mammoths are close. He feels it in his bones. Tracking a herd of mammoths across the vast plains is no small task. The Clovis hunter relies not just on his eyesight, but on his deep knowledge of the land. The footprints of the mammoths, large and deep, are easily recognizable. He examines them closely. Fresh tracks mean they're nearby. The angle of the footprints, the scattered grass, even the scent of the air, everything provides a clue, guiding him closer to his quarry. But it's not just the physical signs of the herd that the hunter looks for, it's the patterns. Mammoths are creatures of habit, and over time, they follow familiar routes to their feeding grounds, watering holes, and places of rest. The hunter knows this intimately. He looks for disturbed areas of earth, bent grass, and broken branches, traces of their massive presence. As the hunter pushes forward, his senses are heightened. Every snap of a twig underfoot makes his heart race. His hands are steady on his spear. The closer he gets, the more intense the pressure becomes. He's alone now, moving quietly, taking deliberate steps, knowing that his success or failure rests on this moment. The tension is palpable. Every small movement matters. The hunter knows that one mistake could give them away, causing the herd to scatter and the hunt to be lost. His pulse quickens as the mammoth herd comes into view, grazing peacefully. It's time. The hunt has begun. The chase is on. The Clovis hunter stands at the edge of the herd, his breath coming in quick, shallow bursts. He signals his fellow hunters with a subtle hand gesture. They've trained for this moment, and now, as a team, they will hunt together. The plan is set. Each hunter has a role. Some will flank the herd. Others will drive them toward the waiting trap. The tension in the air is electric. Every person focused on the task ahead. The Clovis hunters move with precision, their movements synchronized, their instincts sharp. The mammoths, oblivious to the danger creeping closer, continue to feed and wander. The hunters, on the other hand, are moving swiftly but silently, staying low and out of sight. It's a delicate balance. If they rush in too soon, the herd could scatter before they're in range. Patience is key. The first spear is thrown. It misses, but it's enough to rattle the herd, causing them to shift and become alert. The mammoths' massive bodies sway and tremble, their trumpeting calls echoing through the air. The hunt is no longer a quiet affair now. It's a frantic race. The Clovis hunters spring into action, their spears raised high. They rush forward, dodging the charging mammoths and striking at their sides. The air is filled with the grunts of the animals and the desperate calls of the hunters. Every hunter is pushing their body to its limits, fighting exhaustion, adrenaline coursing through their veins. The terrain is rough, the footing uncertain, but it doesn't matter. This is what they've trained for. This is their moment. Despite the chaos of the hunt, the Clovis hunters stay focused. They work as a unit, each movement calculated to keep the herd moving in the direction they want. As the first mammoth falls, the team lets out a triumphant shout, but the hunt is far from over. The rest of the herd is still a threat, and every step is a fight for survival. The real test is just beginning. The herd is breaking apart, but one massive bull mammoth remains. It's not running in fear, it's charging. The ground trembles with each of its thunderous steps. The hunters know this is the final battle, the one that will determine whether they leave victorious or defeated. The Clovis hunter's heart is racing. Sweat drips down his face, his muscles burning from the strain of the chase. His grip on the spear is tight, his focus unwavering. His fellow hunters are close, but they all know that this mammoth is different. It's not just a beast of the wild, it's a symbol of the struggle to survive, of everything they've worked for. The moment of truth has arrived. The mammoth charges. With incredible speed, it barrels down on the hunters, its tusks lowered like jagged weapons. The Clovis hunter takes a deep breath, steadying himself. He waits. The mammoth is close to close, but he holds firm. As the animal swings its tusks, he leaps to the side, narrowly avoiding the deadly strike. In that split second of chaos, the hunter strikes, throwing his spear with all his might. Aiming for the mammoth's vulnerable underbelly, the spear connects. But the mammoth is not yet defeated. It stumbles, rage in its eyes, but it keeps charging. The hunt has come to a head, and the hunters are desperate. They press forward with their remaining spears, surrounding the mammoth. With one final, coordinated effort, they plunge their weapons into the beast. The mammoth falters, its once mighty strength waning. Finally, with one last grunt, the creature falls. The ground shakes as it collapses, and the hunters let out a collective, breathless exhale. It's over. The mammoth is down, and the hunters stand in the silence that follows. Exhausted and triumphant, the emotional toll is immense. The cost, a victory written in the sweat, blood, and tears of the hunt. This was a battle like no other, a testament to the Clovis people's ingenuity, courage, and relentless drive to survive. They have won, but the hunt has changed them forever. The mammoth is down, and the hunt is over. But the real work has just begun. The Clovis hunters gather around the fallen beast, their exhaustion palpable but tempered by a deep sense of accomplishment. The sheer size of the mammoth is overwhelming, its skin thick and tough, its tusks reaching up like jagged monuments to the animal's power. But to the Clovis, it's not just a victory, it's a moment of survival, a moment to be shared, revered, and utilized. The physical toll on the hunters is immense. They've run, fought, and outlasted a creature that, by sheer size and strength, should have been unstoppable. Their bodies ache from the chase, their arms sore from throwing spears, but the work isn't done. They begin the process of butchering the mammoth, a task requiring great skill and precision. They cut through the tough hide, extracting the meat, the bones, and the valuable marrow. Every part of the animal has its purpose. But it's not just about the meat. The Clovis people understand the sacred nature of the kill. This is not just a food source, it's a spiritual event. They share the kill with their community, ensuring that everyone, from the young to the elderly, has a chance to partake in the bounty. The sharing of the mammoth is as much a ritual as it is a practical necessity. It strengthens bonds within the tribe, ensuring survival through cooperation and unity. The skin is used for shelter and clothing, the bones for tools, and the fat for making oils and other products. Nothing is wasted. There are ceremonial aspects to the hunt, too. The successful hunters may perform rituals to honor the spirit of the mammoth, giving thanks for its sacrifice. The mammoth's tusks might be fashioned into tools or adornments, signifying the significance of the hunt. It's a moment of reverence, of respect for the animal that has provided so much, and a reminder of the precariousness of life. The Clovis people, despite their remarkable hunting prowess and adaptability, did not last forever. As the Ice Age came to an end, the environment they had relied on began to change, and with it, their way of life. One of the primary factors behind the decline of the Clovis culture was climate change. The planet warmed, causing the glaciers that had once covered much of North America to recede. The once fertile lands became drier, and the food sources that the Clovis had relied on, particularly the mammoths, began to dwindle. With the loss of the mammoth herds, the Clovis people faced a serious challenge. These giant creatures were central to their diet, tools, and even their spiritual life. Without the mammoths, the Clovis people would have had to adapt quickly or face extinction. Another contributing factor was overhunting. As the mammoths became more scarce, the Clovis people may have increasingly relied on them for survival, intensifying their efforts to hunt these magnificent beasts. This overhunting, coupled with a changing climate, led to the eventual disappearance of the mammoth and other large game. The loss of these animals meant that the Clovis people had to find new sources of food and materials, which may not have been as plentiful or accessible. In addition to environmental changes, the social structure of the Clovis people could have played a role in their decline. Their dependence on hunting large game required cooperation and a strong group dynamic. As the environment became more unpredictable, it's possible that internal strife or resource shortages weakened these bonds. The people who once thrived as a united hunting force found themselves divided, struggling to survive in an increasingly hostile world. Though the Clovis people eventually disappeared, their influence on the course of history is undeniable. They helped shape the early development of human civilization in the Americas, and their innovations would resonate for generations to come. One of the most enduring legacies of the Clovis people is their advanced tool-making techniques. The Clovis point, a fluted stone spearhead, revolutionized big game hunting. These tools allowed the Clovis to hunt large animals with incredible precision, giving them an advantage over other contemporary cultures. Even after the Clovis culture faded, their tools influenced later cultures in the Americas, contributing to the development of even more sophisticated hunting techniques. The archaeological discoveries related to the Clovis culture have also had a profound impact on our understanding of early human life in the Americas. The Clovis points found in various sites across North America have been crucial in helping scientists piece together the migration patterns and technological developments of the first people to inhabit the continent. These discoveries have provided valuable insights into the lives of ancient hunter-gatherer societies and how they adapted to their environment. Perhaps most importantly, the Clovis people left behind a cultural legacy that has influenced generations of indigenous peoples in the Americas. Their hunting strategies, social structures, and respect for the environment have left a lasting imprint on the way many indigenous cultures view the relationship between humans and nature. The legacy of the Clovis is not just in the tools they left behind, but in the way their culture contributed to the survival and flourishing of humanity in the Americas. As we look back on the Clovis people, we see not just a vanished culture, but a vital chapter in the story of human survival and innovation. Their legacy lives on in the traditions, tools, and knowledge that continue to shape the world today. The Clovis people's story teaches us resilience and adaptability. Just like them, we can face challenges with strength and calm. If you're looking for more inspiration and peace of mind, subscribe to Mente Tranquila. Stay calm, stay strong, and keep moving forward.